Thank you for joining us. My name is Stephanie Moore with KCR Community Resources, and we're the host of the Okanagan Volunteer Fair, virtual fair this year. And I have with me Mary McDougall from Kelowna Grandmothers for Africa. Welcome, Mary.
Thank you.
We're really enjoying this person-to-person contact. Most of our videos will be Zoom only, but Mary and I had some trouble, so we're here together, which is really nice. So Mary, tell me a little bit about Grandmothers for Africa.
Well, we are part of the Stephen Lewis Foundation's Grandmothers to Grandmothers campaign. There are groups right across Canada, also some now in the US, in the UK, and Australia. And basically, it's Canadian grandmothers helping African grandmothers. The African grandmothers were left to look after all of those children that were orphaned by AIDS. And these women started with very few resources. And I'd have to say that they didn't get much protection either from the authorities in their countries, because a lot of them were shoved out of their homes basically by relatives that wanted them. And so they were left with very little. And they did start groups. There were groups started up to help them. And what we do is we raise the money. Stephen Lewis Foundation, here's the people that want grants, and they decide where it will go, and that's how it's helped. It's done by the Africans. They decide what they want done. We just provide the money for them.
And I noticed you're wearing a scarf or a kerchief with your Grandmothers to Grandmothers logos on it. Can you tell us a bit about it?
This was one of the initiatives of one of the groups, because one of the big things that they had to do with the grandmothers is they had to teach them so that they could make money, so that they could actually support their grandchildren. And they started this cooperative and with some of these scarves. And it went over so well that the first group of women also got a second group. And so these are actually made in Africa, and they are made for the grandmothers groups.
Great. So I've been asking most of our organizations the same questions, but your organization is all volunteers.
Yes.
So the question is, how do volunteers make an impact on your organization?
I would say, because we're all volunteers, that we all sort of jump in and do what needs to be done, depending on what we're comfortable doing.
Do you tell us a little bit about how you're talking about raising funds? So how do you come up with ideas to raise funds?
Well, we come up with ideas. Most of them have been on our own, like this from our members. But also the Stephen Lewis Foundation has been gathering in the workers there. And so if we want to, we could go online to see other ways. We also meet sometimes. We have gatherings in BC. For instance, in Kamloops has had one, we've had one, Nelson's had one. And one of the things that is always discussed is fundraising ideas.
So what types of volunteer opportunities are available right now?
I would say that within what we do, it's up to the person themselves. If some people are very comfortable being in a leading role, running things or coming up with ideas or doing certain skills, and others just want to stay in the background, but they're very useful when we have events and so on. So we all sort of help the way that we feel that we're comfortable in what we can do.
So you have something sort of for everyone. Are you looking for any volunteers with specialized skills right now?
Not specialized skills, no, just people who would, who are interested in helping out and who are willing to put some work into it. But sometimes we, have people with specialized skills, and we certainly make use of them if we can.
Yeah, for sure. I do have another question around that. Is there any age limit to your membership? Do you have does it have to be someone who's a grandmother, or?
We've never put an age limit on it. I think the perception is that it is grandmothers, and I would say that probably the majority of us are grandmothers, differing in age, like probably 20, 50 year range. But we did have a 26-year-old girl who joined us because she was training for she was in pre-med. She was interested in going to Africa as a doctor once she had graduated. And she came to one of our events that we had, and she joined us, and she was very helpful.
Oh, great.
Plus, we have had 2 men who have joined us.
Oh, good, good. I think that's important for everyone to know because they might like what you're doing, but oh, I'm not a grandmother. So it's good to know.
We have a title for that. They're grand others.
And others, I love it. Good. Do you have a requirement for how many hours per week volunteers contribute?
We don't have a requirement. We don't have to put in a lot of time. We meet 9 months of the year on the 4th Saturday of the month from 10 to 12 at First United Church. Aside from that, there can be committee meetings, which don't usually involve everybody, or there might be, some little event that we have or a planning meeting and such.
Good. So if I wanted to volunteer, whether as a grandmother or not, what are the steps I need to take?
I think the very best way would be to go online for our website, Kelowna Grandmothers for Africa. There are 2 names there, the 2 co-chairs, which is myself and Linda Muley. They've got our phone numbers and I believe also our email address on there. And either one of us would be happy to talk to them.
Oh, great. Nice personal touch. Is there anything else you want an interested volunteer to know?
I think that they might be interested in knowing that we actually get to meet some of these African women who are busy and often running the groups that we have been giving some support to. What the Stephen Lewis Foundation asked for is they asked the grandmothers to donate their air miles, and that's what they use to bring them here. And then they go around different groups, and it's very interesting to hear firsthand what it's like.
Very moving, and I know you shared a video with us, which is on our Facebook page, that shows some of that really feeling you get from helping out the grandmothers in Africa. That's great.
I also think that Stephen Lewis is really a great speaker. I heard him once in person, and he's just very down to earth, very funny. And yet he's very passionate about the AIDS pandemic and doing what he could be. And he was I guess you call it the legate, or maybe an ambassador. He was sent to Africa when the AIDS pandemic first was heard about from the United Nations as their ambassador to find out what was going on. And he came back and said that, this could be very serious. We need to start putting some money into it. Well, the money didn't come, so he thought, well, at least he could start his own organization, which he did.
So that's great.
And I think it's been very successful.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join me today, Mary. And we'll hopefully send you some volunteers, some interested people to your website and contact you or your co-chair.
Thank you.